All right, guys, we're going to talk about the next successful way of marketing your pressure washing business. We're going to talk about business networking. So, business networking is basically member to member referrals. There's a correct way to do this, and I'm going to explain to you how that works, okay? So, the way to do it is to join a particular membership. It's called BNI, which stands for Business Networking International. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. There are several different types of business networking groups out there, but BNI is the best. They pass a few billion in revenue each year to members. I don't know how many billion, 2-3 billion. There's about 100,000 chapters throughout the whole world. And they're a good group to join because they have accountability. So you're expected to produce. You're expected to give some referrals, to keep up on your education a little bit. And you're very visible. You're expected to show up once a week. And usually it's pretty early, but it always ends up being worth it. So you show up to a group, it kind of looks something like this, but you want to join the correct chapter. You don't want to just join any chapter. BNI can be great. It can also be mediocre, and it can also be a poor experience. But we want to make sure that you win at this. So let me show you how to do that, okay? So this is how you do that. So you go to the website, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to find a chapter. We just want to make sure you get the right one. So right there, you go to find a chapter, and you're going to have to input a little bit of your data. So you say begin now. This part's easy. You add your name. And you add your location. So again, I'm just going to pick a location out of a hat. So you're going to say you're a pressure washer. Click that. You're going to have a email. I'm just going to throw a temporary email on there just to show you how it works. But you just put that in there. And then you see the chapter group. So now you're going to see a list of different chapters in the area that you live. What you want to do is you want to find the biggest chapter. It just becomes a numbers game. You can't just, pick anyone and hope it works out. It's a numbers game. The bigger the chapter is, the better it is. So you say agree, and then you get the list. And this is very simple. So you just go down the list, and you want this number right here. This number right here to be bigger than 30. If it's bigger than 30, you can visit it. So you go down. Okay, so this one's 38. The bigger, the better. If it's 70 people, good. If it's 100 people, that's unlikely, but that's even better. So the bigger the number, the better. So you would want to visit this one and kind of get a feel for it. Okay, this one is 12, 14, 10, 19. No. 27 could be good if they're a great group. 3, no. Okay, good. And here we go. 37 members here. All right, so let's take any of these here that are big enough, let's say. And you go visit this chapter group. And then you pick one of these dates. And also, if you want to, you can do a little bit of a background search. And you plunk it into the search engine. And they're all going to have a Facebook page. So you go to their Facebook page, you kind of see what it looks like, who the people are, and it's definitely worth it. BNI costs about $1,000 a year, and if you don't make that back, you get an extra year. But it's never going to happen that you're not going to make $1,000 with BNI. BNI, if you participate in it, you will have that as a percentage of your income. It could be 10%, it could be 20, 30, 50. The key is to just stay actively involved in the chapter, giving other people referrals, which is not as hard as it sounds. People, when you see them and you're giving quotes and you do work and they're happy with you, are going to say, hey, do you know a realtor? Hey, do you know a guy who does pest control? Hey, do you know a painter? In fact, just meeting the painter in this group alone might be worth it. And typically anybody that is in BNI is pretty trustworthy. In fact, that's one of the things. You have to be accountable or you wouldn't even be in the chapter. You're going to meet some of the best businessmen in these groups, and I would definitely recommend BNI Business Networking International. Just take a look at it, find a big enough chapter, and it'll be worth your while. All right, now let's move on to the next one.